wasn't supposed to open the safe. It wasn't mine. It never was. It belonged to my older sister, Emily, the one person I trusted more than anyone else in the world, the one who practically raised me after our parents died. She was careful, private, and extremely protective of her belongings. So when I found the safe slightly open in her closet that night, my first instinct was to walk away. But I didn't, because something felt off. Emily had been acting strange for weeks, distant, distracted. She'd cancel plans, ignore calls, and spend hours locked in her room. Whenever I asked if she was okay, she'd smile and say, "Just work stress." But I knew her better than that. Or at least, I thought I did. That night, she wasn't home. Said she had a late meeting. I wasn't trying to snoop, I swear. I just went into her room to grab a charger. That's when I saw it. The safe, slightly open, just enough to see that something was inside. I stood there for a long time, staring at it, my heart beating faster with every second. I told myself it wasn't my business, that I should respect her privacy. But then a thought crossed my mind. What if something was wrong? What if she was hiding something serious, something dangerous? That's what I told myself as I walked closer. That's what I believed as I opened it. And the moment I saw what was inside, I realized this wasn't about her secrets anymore. It was about me. My name is Claire, and for as long as I can remember, my sister Emily has been my entire world. She's 5 years older than me, but after our parents passed away in a car accident, she became more than just a sibling. She became my guardian, my protector, my everything. She gave up so much for me. College dreams, relationships, even her own freedom, just to make sure I had a stable life. She worked multiple jobs at one point, barely slept, and still found time to help me with homework or sit with me when I couldn't sleep. To me, Emily wasn't just family, she was safety. That's why I never questioned her, even when things started to change. It was subtle at first. She became quieter, less present. She'd come home late, sometimes not at all. When she was home, she'd spend hours locked in her room, working on her laptop, barely speaking. I thought it was stress. She had recently started a new job, something in consulting, though she never really explained what that meant. I didn't push. She had earned her privacy. But then came the phone calls. Late at night, whispered conversations, tension in her voice I had never heard before. And then, the safe. I had seen it months ago, a small black metal box tucked away in the back of her closet. I joked about it once, asking if she was hiding treasure. She didn't laugh. She just said, "It's nothing you need to worry about." And I believed her. Until that night. Inside the safe, everything was neatly organized, too neatly. There were stacks of documents, envelopes, and a few flash drives placed carefully in rows. At first glance, it looked like work-related stuff, nothing unusual. But then I saw the folder. It had my name on it. Claire. My stomach dropped instantly. I reached for it slowly, like touching it might somehow make everything real in a way I wasn't ready for. My fingers were trembling as I opened it. Inside were photos of me, not just random pictures, but ones I didn't remember being taken. Me walking out of my college building, me sitting at a cafe with friends, me entering our house late at night. They were taken from a distance, like someone was watching me. My breath caught in my throat. Okay, there's a logical explanation, I whispered to myself, even though nothing about this felt logical. Under the photos, there were printed emails. My name appeared again, over and over. Subject lines like, "Target movement update schedule, confirmed next, phase pending." Target? My heart started pounding so loudly I could hear it in my ears. This wasn't normal. This wasn't work. This was something else. Something wrong. And for the first time in my life, I was afraid of my own sister. I couldn't stop reading. even though every instinct in my body was screaming at me to close the folder and walk away. I kept going, because I needed to understand. I needed this to make sense. But it only got worse. There were maps, detailed ones, highlighted routes that I recognized instantly, my daily routines, the path I took to college, the street I used when I went jogging, even the grocery store I visited every weekend, every movement, tracked, every habit, recorded. I felt sick. Was she watching me? Or was someone else, and she was involved? That thought hit harder than anything else. Because if Emily wasn't the one doing this, then who was? And why did she have all of this? I checked the timestamps on the documents. Some were from months ago, others just days old. This wasn't something from the past. This was ongoing, active. My hands started shaking uncontrollably as I flipped through the last few pages, and then I saw it. A date. Tomorrow. Next to it were 2 words written in bold. Final stage. I froze. Tomorrow? What was happening tomorrow? And more importantly, what was going to happen to me? I didn't have time to process. I didn't have time to think, because at that exact moment, I heard the front door open. Emily was home. Panic shot through me instantly. I quickly shoved everything back into the safe, closed it, and stepped away just as her footsteps approached the hallway. "Claire?" she called out. Her voice sounded normal, too normal. "Yeah, I'm here," I replied, trying to keep my voice steady. She walked into the room and smiled at me. The same warm, familiar smile I had known my entire life. But now, it felt different. Fake? "Everything okay?" she asked. I stared at her, my mind racing, my heart pounding. How do you ask someone if they've been secretly tracking you? How do you confront the one person you trust the most, when they might be the one you should fear? I couldn't hold it in. "I opened your safe," I said. The words came out before I could stop them. Her smile disappeared instantly. And in that moment, everything changed. For a few seconds, neither of us spoke. Emily just stood there, staring at me. Then she sighed, not in anger, not in panic, but in relief. "I was wondering when you'd find out," she said quietly. My heart dropped. What is all of that?" I asked, my voice shaking. She stepped closer, lowering her voice. "It's not what you think." I almost laughed, because there was no version of this that made sense. "You've been tracking me!" I snapped. "There are photos, emails. Emily, it looks like I'm some kind of target." She closed her eyes for a moment. Then she said something that changed everything. "You are." Silence. The world felt like it stopped. "What?" I whispered. "You're being watched," she said, "by people who are far more dangerous than you can imagine." My mind went blank. "No, that's not possible. I've been protecting you," she continued, "for months." Protecting me? This didn't feel like protection. This felt like betrayal. Until she said the next words, "They're coming for you tomorrow." I couldn't breathe. "Who in they?" I asked. Emily hesitated, and that hesitation told me everything was worse than I thought. "It's connected to our parents," she said finally. My heart skipped a beat. "They didn't die in an accident, Claire." Everything inside me shattered. "What are you talking about?" "They were involved in something they tried to leave behind," she explained, "and when they couldn't, they were silenced. Silenced, not killed, silenced. And now, they think you know something," she said. "I don't," I snapped. "I know that," she said softly. "But they don't." The room felt like it was closing in on me. So all of this, the photos, the tracking, was me staying one step ahead, she said. I looked at her, really looked at her, and for the first time, I saw the truth. She wasn't hiding something from me. She was hiding something from me. That night, everything changed. Emily didn't sleep. Neither did I. She explained as much as she could, but most of it still felt unreal. Dangerous people, hidden pasts, a truth buried for years, now coming back to us. By morning, we were gone, packed only what we needed and left everything else behind. Our home, our life, our past, everything. As we drove away, I looked at Emily, the same sister who raised me. The same sister I almost stopped trusting. And I realized something that scared me more than anything else. I still didn't know the full truth. Maybe I never would, but one thing was clear. The life I thought I had was never real, and whatever was coming next was only just beginning.